So I guess it's changed this week. Zoe's theme was basically talk about the changes this beginning year has given us and the beginning of the school year has given us, and how we're dealing with it. Definitely one of the rockier starts I've had. I think grade 11 might have been just as bad, maybe a bit easier or worse, I can't remember. But you know, the first 2 years of high school are definitely the best. I have to choose a university this year, either that or choose to stay back. So I need to make a definite decision. So I'll be thinking about that for a while. It seems like more though I'm leaning to staying, although my decisions will be modified after I attend a university fair and university presentations about where I want to go. And at least I have an idea of where I want to go. Those that may have heard of the schools, I'm thinking of either Waterloo, McMaster, or Ryerson or U of T. One of those four, pretty much. Definitely a lot of decision making to be done. My habits haven't changed at all. I mean, I'm not as lazy as I was last year after coming back from March break, but I'm still not using my time effectively. This will be one hell of a year. I'm sorry you're sick, Zoe, but you know, that's a very, very fine reason to miss a video. Was it at least a good sleep? I mean, that seems very long. During the summer I was trying to sleep for 24 hours straight, but never happened. Between work and then after I quit work, school was almost starting, so I had to practice waking up early. So I'll try next year. Or maybe during Christmas. And I'm also glad you're making friends. You know, friends can make, you know, seemingly boring, seemingly terrible things awesome. Norwegian, eh? My winks are terrible. That's some theme, Benny. Kinda like your old ones were, you know? I think we're definitely kinda getting back into the groove of the olden days. And I'm also really glad that you like my ideas. And I'm also definitely very appreciative that you're willing to participate in them, you know? A cappella was not what I had in mind. I know that most people don't know what we're talking about. It's a surprise. And you mentioned my writing. You know, you must have saw it on my daily booth. Funny how one of the biggest writing surges that I've had the night before school. It was 3 o'clock, I couldn't sleep, just got to writing. And, you know, I think a pretty good prologue, or a good chunk of a prologue came out of it, too. Erica, the story behind your name, I think is really cool. It does seem like a very international name, you know, and I think David is also kind of a very international name, fairly, although I do agree that the pronunciations vary widely. Also wondering if you happen to know how different European Portuguese is compared to Brazilian Portuguese. I would assume that if you went to Portugal you'd be fairly well off, but you know, like French in Quebec and French, I hear there's a lot of different things, so I'm just wondering. And also, people constantly say my last name wrong, but it's probably because they don't know any better, because it's been said the way it is for years and years. So, you know, they ask me to correct them, or I feel like correcting them really, I usually just let them say Nguyen, but it's not Nguyen, in case you're wondering. But the worst part is I can't even pronounce it correctly, you know, I can't speak Vietnamese too well anymore, but I kind of have a good grasp of it, more than most people do, I think, that's for sure. I'm also really glad you like Canada, and I think the snow is something that also grows on you, but the kind of people that aren't used to it, it could be kind of scary. But it definitely does kind of grow on you, especially when it's mixed in with holiday season. It just makes you feel so nice. This coming from a guy who walks in a snowstorm to school. Also, I'm not really sure if you're going through the same kind of transfers or changes that we're going through, since your school year starts in the actual new year and not in September. But, you know, either maybe there is some kind of transfer going on now, or maybe you could tell us about back when you were in school or something. How is your education going? I haven't talked to you in a while. Which that also must be corrected. Jessica, I do agree with you a bit on the change thing. I mean, definitely the communities have changed, YouTube and Nerdfighters. You know, Nerdfighter has grown, and, you know, the problem with growing is that it might get kind of out of control to handle, sort of, you know. When Brotherhood 2.0 just started, the Vlog Brothers were the main thing. Everyone commented there, and when the forums opened up, everyone was commenting about what the Vlog Brothers were doing. But now on the Ning, there's so many projects going on, you know, you really don't know where to start if you're new or anything, or the old nerd fighters, really. There's just so many things to do, you don't know where to start first, and you don't have the time for it either. And I've been honestly kind of longing for the old YouTube back, you know, where the front page had featured videos chosen by the YouTube workers, and not just because they were partners, and there was always way more than only 4 featured videos, like now. Featured, I say kind of cautiously. I actually kind of had a brain crack that, you know, we could start a new website, which would just more be like a web page, and we were trying to make it look like the old YouTube, where we would feature videos, and, you know, people could send in suggestions for featuring a video like they used to do with YouTube. And I don't know, just bring back something of the old days. I would not have liked some of my favorite musicians if it weren't for YouTube. I would never have started vlogging because of YouTube. And those videos that had an impact on my life, they were featured. So I definitely think that some people coming to YouTube now are missing out on a big experience, discovering something. But alas, you have to play with the cards that you are dealt. And if anything, this change is an even bigger reason to stay in touch, and for the people to continue to be the reason to come back to the community, you know? Community is the reason for community. That sounds kinda right. Guess I have a lot more in philosophy class to learn before I start making some of my own. I'll see you tomorrow. And I definitely hope to see you all soon.